Good morning. Today we are going to do a fun little read about um, what path to take. Okay, we are going to do a reading about what path to take. Um, so if you are at crossroads, if you are making a decision, this is supposed to help you find your own truth in that decision making process. I really want to be clear. You should not do things that people tell you on the internet if you do not put thought into it. If you do not look within and say, why am I trusting this person on the internet and why am I doing what she's telling me to do? Because I do not identify myself as a mind reader. I cannot predict future for all the people that are watching this video. That is not how my tarot works. My tarot works by sparking some sort of creativity, some sort of thought and inspiration within you that should help you find your own personal truth in whatever decision you're making, and then act according to your own desires. Okay, so that is how I work. That is how my tarot works. Speaking of working, this is not my profession. This is not what I do for a living. I do not make money off of this. As you can see, this is a new channel. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for coming in. Please subscribe and like if you feel like it. If not, that's fine. Because the channel is new, I am accepting questions, tarot questions, for whatever situation you want to get some clarity on. It would be great if you provide zodiac signs of people involved in your question. Put it in the comments. Obviously, the read will be free, and it will not be personal just for you. I will collect those questions that people ask and then make one or two videos for that. Okay, so that's all I had to say. Let's get straight to it. So how are we gonna do this? We are going to look at different outcomes for different actions. Okay, it probably, you cannot see it too well. There we go. Okay, maybe, I don't know. Okay, so these are the actions and these are the outcomes. Let's look at the outcomes first. Okay, I'm going to look at the three cards on the bottom. So I have Justice, I have Page of Swords, and I have the Emperor. I'm going to take one more. Okay, well, let's just put it here and I'll see this one. So that's outcome number one, and we'll talk about what that means. This is outcome number two, the Lovers, the Four of Swords, the Strength card, and I have some King of Pentacle and stuff underneath. We'll look at it in a minute. And then over here I have Page of Wands, Death card, Ace of Wands, and Eight of Cups with Knight of Cups on the bottom. Okay, so let's talk about these, and then you will be drawn to one of the actions that should lead you to this or not. Again, this is not I'm not pretending to predict your future. This is, again, supposed to get you thinking about what you want and how you want to act based on your own truth. Okay, so over here I have the Emperor, I have the Justice card, and I have Page of Swords. Okay, this is going to be, the outcome is going to be very stable, very strong. You know, if you're thinking about like getting married to somebody or establishing some sort of an agreement with somebody, if this is about a job, if you want to sign some kind of contract, that is gonna happen over here. And yeah, I think this is just new idea, that new path in which you will feel empowered, in which you will feel like your intuition is working. You know and again, for business and work situation, this is where some contracts will be signed, some legal action will happen in your favor. And if it's a love situation, again, that's for marriage, commitment, leveling up in the relationship. That's what's happening over here. The negative aspect of it is that for whatever reason, that will create some sort of confusion within you. I don't know what, because I do have Two of Swords here. Maybe refusal to make a decision, refusal to change, because I have Judgment and Five of Pentacles underneath it. Refusal to make that big change, even having regret of that big change. I don't know. But overall, if it were me, I like this. This looks good to me. I have good feelings here. So next one, I have the Lovers. I have Four of Swords. I have Strength. Awesome cards. In the deck, I have King of Pentacles, Five of Swords in reverse, and Ten of Cups, and then Two of Cups, both in reverse. So this is some sort of love situation. So in here, it will be more of a practical situation happening, okay? Very logical, because the Page of Swords is logic thinking, and then you have Two of Swords here, you have Emperor. So anyway, this is very logical. Option 1 right here. Option 2 is very much about emotional and also practical and family oriented choice here. Family oriented choice, but it also does speak about kind of recuperating, relaxing, and regaining your energy, regaining your strength. This one, the first one, is very much like a forward, action-oriented, strong energy. Here I'm getting more of like taking it easy, working on relationships, working on connections, slow kind of, grounded kind of energy that I'm getting here. I don't know whatever that means to you, but both of them are good. So just to clarify, I would choose, if I am asking a question about a romantic situation, I would most likely choose this one. Me personally, I would choose this one, because this is more romantic stuff here. If I'm thinking about more of a job situation and like a practical situation, more logical situation, I would choose this one. The third one is situation in which we have the Page of Wands, you have the Death card, you have Ace of Wands, and you have Eight of Cups, and then in the deck you have Knight of Cups underneath, which is the Star, and the Six of Wands. This definitely to me sounds like walking away from something old and starting something new. Okay, so whatever this action is going to be here, that's going to lead to something old ending and something new beginning, which is going to bring you eventually more joy and fulfillment than the previous situation. But it's gonna be it's not gonna happen very, very quickly. It's okay. If you have some kind of situation in which you're stuck or you don't want it anymore and you don't feel fulfillment, this path is about walking away from it, and then you're gonna have new opportunities and new offers, but that's not gonna happen very quickly, and that's not gonna happen immediately, though at the end of the day you're gonna come out very strong in it. So honestly, all three of them are good. But let's assume that this is one situation, okay? One situation in which you have to make a choice, and then what would be the outcome in those situations? So I would say option 1 would lead to you going to the next level that is more practical in the situation and more mind-oriented rather than heart-oriented, and that is a great outcome if you're looking for something practical to come out of the situation. If you're looking for in that situation for more love and connection, ending of fights, that lovey-dovey feelings, the family stuff. Um, but again, nothing new here, okay? But just kind of regrouping, going back, recentering, relaxing, gaining your strength, gaining your stuff, your energy back. Then this is the path. But nothing new is happening here. It's great though, it's great, but nothing new is happening. This is taking the situation to the next level, the practical level. But you can say like, well, of course then this is right because I want to take it to the next level. Why would I want to stay in the same? Well, it depends again what situation you're in. If you feel like in that situation people are exhausted, people are tired, and you know what, you're not in the emperor energy right now, and it's not good for you to start thinking about next steps and next levels when you're tired, and you should be resting, and you should be ending the fights and gaining your energy back from all these fights that have caused you to be tired, and you want to actually concentrate on what you have right now instead of jumping to the next level, then obviously then this is yours. But if you're fine, if you're feeling, you know what, we are ready to go to the next level, then this is your option. If for whatever reason you're done with the situation and you want to move on to the next, then this is your option. Okay, so maintaining the old status quo, regaining energy, regaining strength, leaving the situation, getting something new, or taking the situation to the next level. Let's see what actions will lead you to this. So I have Nine of Wands, I have Queen of Swords, and I have Knight of Cups. I am not surprised. So in order to go to the next level of your relationship, you need to actually sit back and have a plan, obviously, right? You don't need a tarot reader to tell you that. You need to, Queen of Swords, of course, that needs to come from very planning, logical, mental space of what is it that I want, what is that Justice card and the Emperor card, what does my next step look like, and how am I going to achieve that. But you know what, as I said, this area is very much like a logical situation. There comes the Knight of Cups. You need to have some kind of emotional context in that decision making process, because if you just think about it from your mind and just say like plan A, plan B, plan C, this is what I'm gonna do, that's great. And these cards together, like Nine of Wands and Queen of Swords, you're gonna make that next step very planned out and very nice for you. But keep in mind that there needs to be some emotional context. And what do I mean by that? Ask yourself questions. Why do I want this next step? What does that next step look like? Which needs of mine are being met if I if I and my person and whoever is involved in that, we approach that next step. So more on the needs and wants part, not just the thinking part of Queen of Swords, okay? But you're going to plan it and you're going to do it. So that's the action for that. Think about it, plan it, ask yourself questions from your to identify what's in your heart, and then you will get that. Now let's talk about staying in that energy, but kind of regaining your strength and the emotional part of your situation. Okay, so you have the Emperor, you have the Hermit, and then you have the Death card. Underneath you have the Lovers, Ace of Wands. Great cards. Okay, so the second option will happen if you just go within with all the power of the Emperor. The Emperor is showing up twice. If you go within, and that also tells me that if you take this path of sort of like, there's a Death card, but it doesn't mean you're gonna end something major. What this tells me that it's gonna end is that like fighting and kind of being tired, okay, you are going to take your time, basically. That's what it tells me. And you're going to go within. You're going to go within and not really make any new plans or any, not really be in that planning energy of the first choice, but sort of be in my head kind of energy where I'm going to end things that don't end, thoughts and situations that don't serve me or us anymore, which is conflict, fighting, insecurities, and so on. And then I'm gonna show up in the Emperor mode. And if you know, then the Emperor mode then will get you to this part of next step. Again, if it were me, I would choose this one, because this is just taking your time, going within, thinking about what happened, what went wrong, what went right, what do we want to do. Let's just take a minute, let's just regroup, let's just recenter, gain our strength, gain our energy, and then we're gonna get into this emperor mode, and then we will be able to do this next step kind of situation. Okay, now if you want to get out of the situation, obviously the action would be to get out. Okay, I have the Four of Swords, the Fool, and Six of Swords. It's so funny that these tarot the cards just work out logically. So you have the Four of Swords here again in the action. Basically, it's so funny that like you have the Emperor in right here, and then you have the Emperor right here in the action of this next step, and then you have Four of Swords in here, and then you have the Four of Swords in the action of the leaving situation. That's why I'm saying that this is the best option in my opinion, because look, if in fact you do want to leave the situation and that's where you're at, right, you want to end, you can always do that. But what the action suggests you do right now is that you think about it, you relax for a minute. Okay, you relax for a minute, be in this energy of hermity mode, and try to become the emperor who is sure of himself or herself, and just is aligned with his mind and his heart. Get into that energy and then make a choice of, do you want to step up with this relationship to something else, or do you want to actually leave this situation? Again, it doesn't have to be a relationship, it can be a work situation. Or do you want to leave this situation and then seek something completely different in a different setting? You have the Fool here, but the Fool was coming up actually in reverse, and I don't read reversals of the cards, I read the energy, and I feel like this is the advice is not to rush into that ending, because if in fact you want to move on, and if you are in the Six of Swords kind of energy, just take a minute, still take a minute, go within, think about it, do not rush into it, because this can happen if you do decide to end it. That nothing's gonna stop you, you're a free person, but don't jump into it like the Fool. Okay, so let's just summarize really quickly what we just said, because it was a lot. I have three sort of paths in your situation, and then three outcomes. Okay, apply this however you want. This is not me telling you what to do. Again, I'm repeating myself, but you are supposed to use this to find your own truth, spark your own intuition, and just make you make decisions that are good for you and your soul journey. Okay, but anyway, this is what it is. If you path number one is that you sit down, you think about your next step, you use all kinds of logic, you apply a little bit of emotional context to it too, just to think about what is it that you actually need, what is it that you actually desire, why are these needs and desires coming, and where are they coming from, and you just, so you have the mind clarity, you have the heart clarity, and then you will go to the next step and achieve something higher in that situation, be it marriage, commitment, contract, new legal situation, whatever. So this is heart and brain working together, planning together to achieve that. The next situation is that realizing that without becoming that emperor energy of stable mind and heart working together, very balanced, very strong and rested, you will not be able to do anything. So this second path is about taking your sweet time and just actually working on the existent situation, rather than going to the next, either a new level or just leaving the situation completely. So the advice here is to just go within. This advice for the third option, which is if you do decide to leave the situation, realizing that it doesn't serve you anymore, don't do it in a full kind of energy. Actually still go within and try to identify your inner desires and needs and go from that energy, because you can always walk out, but you don't need to jump into that recklessly. Okay, so that's all I have for you. I hope that whatever decision that you're making, you make the one that's best for your soul journey, that you learn something, that you grow from that decision, and that's gonna serve you the best. Okay, wishing you all luck, and sending you positivity.